Hi, I'm Adam DeSanctis. Welcome to another episode of MBAs CREF Corner Office Conversation. With me today is Chris LaBianca, Managing Director at UBS, and 2020 Vice Chair of MBA's Commercial Real Estate Multifamily Board of Governors, Combog. Chris, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And Chris, let's talk about, you've been in the commercial mortgage-backed securities industry for over 20 years now. What is your role and responsibilities at UBS?
So UBS looks to capitalize on its global wealth management franchise. It's one of the leading wealth management businesses in the world, and in support of that we have a very robust real estate capability, which spans really institutional asset management capabilities, investment banking advisory services, and a proprietary lending platform. So my role there is on the lending side, leading a team of bankers in originating real estate loans for capital markets execution through the CMBS market, as well as balance sheet execution.
That's great. And MBA recently released a white paper on the CMBS market, which you were one of the co-authors. That was a great white paper. What were some of the key takeaways?
You know, my interest in getting involved in that really was, since I have been in the business so long, was to try and pass on some of the experiences that I've had through CMBS. I was fortunate enough to be at it in the very early days. I've seen a lot of the ups and downs of the market, and wanted to make sure that people understand, you know, the history of the product and also how it's structured. And you know, it is really the most efficient vehicle for distributing risk in the real estate debt space, and I think the paper sort of highlights that fact and talks about, you know, some of the benefits of the product that you know still make it a relevant product today.
Yeah, and one of the things I really enjoyed about the white paper is kind of the historical overview it gave of CMBS over the past 25 years. But let's look ahead a little. Where do you see CMBS performing in 2020?
Well, CMBS has been a very resilient product. You know, obviously been through you know, multiple cycles. There have been some structural changes to the market and from a regulatory perspective that have increased investor protections, and I see the CMBS product continuing to evolve in that manner. You know, staying relevant, staying part of you know, what is you know, a larger commercial real estate finance ecosystem. You know, the markets have obviously been surprisingly strong, given how deep we are in the cycle, and you know, barring anything, you know, unforeseen or a dramatic change in the political landscape, I don't see that changing going into 2020. So my expectation is, you know, U.S. real estate will still be a very attractive asset class, especially to, you know, when you compare it to international options.
And speaking of 2020, I know we're all looking forward to MBA's CREF 2020 taking place in San Diego on February 9th through the 12th. Outside of being in San Diego in February, which, you know, who doesn't love that, what are some of the things you're looking forward to the most at CREF 2020?
I was a big proponent of San Diego, even as someone from the East Coast, but I've been going to the conference for 25 years. I always viewed it as sort of the kickoff to the business season, but it's become so much more than that. And I think that's primarily driven by, you know, the content that the MBA puts out there. You know, now you're in a situation where you go there not just to rekindle old friendships and try and find new deals, but come away with something that is meaningful, whether it's through the keynote speakers or the cutting edge panels that are offered, something that gives you a thought for how to approach your business, you know, in the coming year.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I'm very looking forward to it. Chris, thank you for joining us today, and thank you for your leadership in support of MBA.
Thank you.